Hey, my girls. Happy Friday. I feel like the weeks are just ticking off so fast. It's a cold spring in Virginia, but sunny. I can't wait to get out of my office doing these lives with you. But listen to me, today is good. Today, I'm giving you solutions to roadblocks. So if you, I have 8 of them for you, and you probably don't know them all. Some of them are pretty sneaky that you would not relate necessarily to weight loss. But if you are feeling frustrated, I have solutions for you today. So this is the thing I keep hearing over and over, and that is this. Patty, I am eating clean. I am logging everything. I am being so good, right? Or I did get blood work done and it's all normal. Why am I not losing weight? And so if that's you, if you feel super baffled, I'm going to give you some reasons why it's likely happening and things you can do to fix it. So if this is you, live or replay, put a me down there so I know this is relevant information for you. So teaching, let's go. It's only 10:01 and I'm teaching. These videos get so stinking long. I try really hard to keep them compressed so everybody can watch them, the girls who don't have a ton of time. So let's go. Teaching, solutions to roadblocks. The number one roadblock, and you're going to roll your eyes at me. The number one roadblock, hey, Sandy, I've got one girl with me, which I'm grateful, is this. If you are not losing weight, I'm just going to be honest. Usually the reason is that you're not eating enough or you're eating too much. So we tend to overcomplicate things. Hey, Crystal. We tend to overcomplicate things and try to blame all this other stuff. And there are other things. I'm going to cover 7 more of them. But typically, if you are not losing weight, you're either eating too much or not enough. The bottom line is you can't guess at that. So if you're serious about losing weight and you're still eyeballing things and you don't know the right calorie amount that you need to consume to either to lose weight, meaning not too low, not too high, then you're doing it wrong. And if you need help with that, let me know. It's easy to figure out, but you cannot just eyeball and hope you're doing it right, because you're probably going to be eating too much. And most of you probably are not eating enough. Women are always baffled and surprised when I make them eat more. In fact, some of them resist it until it works. And then they're like, oh my gosh, I never thought that I would have to eat more in order to lose weight. But that's the truth. All right, moving on. Number 1 was you're either eating too much or not enough. Duh. Sorry. That I had to put that in there. Number 2 is your metabolism has slowed. With the shift in our reproductive hormones, your progesterone, your estrogen, all of those, testosterone, naturally what happens is your metabolism slows down. There's a million scientific reasons why, but one of the major reasons is because your muscles are now atrophying. You don't have as much muscle, and muscle requires energy and calories to stay healthy. Fat does not really. And so what we're going to do to fix a slowed metabolism is a couple of things. So here's your first solution was figure out your calorie amount. Your second solution is HIIT training. So high intensity interval training, mean heart rate up, rest, heart rate up, rest. Resistance training, in order to build muscle, you have to lift some sort of weight, whether it's your body weight or bands or dumbbells. The third solution for slowed metabolism, and this is essential for muscle building as well, is protein. So in order to build muscle, it is protein that is the building block of muscle, and also to maintain your insulin level where it's supposed to be, that requires protein. So hit your protein goal. Metabolism is also slowed when your habits are jacked up. So if you're stressed out, if you're not sleeping, if you're dehydrated, all of those mess your metabolism up. And just remember, metabolism is just a fancy scientific word for how your body processes energy and expends energy. I'm going to get a drink. Questions? Drop them. Drink your water. So number 3, not shocking, hormonal changes. Hormones can block weight loss. If you feel like you're doing everything right and you haven't had a hormone and you're not losing weight and you haven't had a hormone panel in a minute, get your blood work done. So the major players are clearly your reproductive hormones. So progesterone, estrogen, all those, testosterone. But then there are others, girls. Listen, you have ghrelin and leptin. Those are your appetite hormones, suppressing hunger. Meaning suppressing your hunger and then telling you it's time to eat. That's ghrelin and leptin. You have insulin, you have cortisol, you have thyroid hormones. But all of these, your hormone system plays a huge part in metabolism and in weight loss. So go get a blood panel if you feel like, okay, I think I'm doing everything right and it's not working. Go look at that. There are a myriad of ways to get that fixed, but you got to know. You have to figure out if that's really it. Now, I will tell you this, and it's in love, but a lot of women tend to blame their thyroid. I think I just have a slow thyroid. And I just want to tell you that's possible. So go find out, but only 12% of basically, don't, sue me if I got that off, but it's around 12% is the latest statistic for women who have a messed up thyroid. So the chances of you having a healthy one are higher than a messed up one, which is good news, but it means you can't blame your thyroid unless you have blood work to prove it. So metabolism can be, hormones rather, can wreck your weight loss. Just go find out. Go get blood work done. And then listen to me. This is the other part of this. What do you do if your blood work comes back normal? You're like, dang it, it's not my thyroid. And I've had that happen so many times. It makes me laugh. But we can fix it. There are things that you can do. And we're going to go deeper, I think, next week into hormone balancing. But there are a million ways to balance your ghrelin and leptin, to balance your cortisol level. There are things that we can do that don't require prescription. If it is all the other hormones. So thyroid and reproductive hormones, that's clinical. That needs a doctor and a pharmacist. The rest of them we can fix with habits. So don't be too discouraged. So eating too much, too little, slowed metabolism, hormone shifts, that can all mess up your weight loss. Here's another one. That goes right along with the metabolism. It's decreased muscle mass. So we've already kind of covered that, but you, if you are atrophied, if you don't have a lot of muscle tone, if you don't have a lot of muscles, you might be a slow weight loser because it jacks your metabolism up to not have any muscle. And what you need to do, here's your solution. You need resistance training. So girls, listen to me, when you come into perimenopause and you're in menopause and you're postmenopausal, it is not negotiable. You have to lift weights. You have to do some sort of resistance training, body weight, bands, dumbbells, go to the gym, do it in your basement, whatever it is, but you have to do it because not only does it affect metabolism and health that way, but listen, and I told this to a client just yesterday, just remember that it's so basic, it makes me laugh, but the function of muscle is to hold your skeleton in place. So as soon as you're weak, the reason little old ladies end up doing this, and they shuffle is because their bones and joints aren't in the right place, right? And there's no strength in the muscle to move your skeleton where it needs to go. Joint issues happen because there's no muscle tone around joints, right? So it's just part of aging well is to be strong. And I know that the majority of us aren't looking to get back in our 21-year-old bikini anymore. We just want to be strong and healthy moving forward. So questions, anybody? Lots of you girls here, Jen and Wendy and Stacy. Okay. So decreased muscle mass can slow weight loss. So go lift weights. If you need, listen, if you need a workout guide, I've got an amazing one. So put workout guide and I'll send it to you. Number 5, stress and sleep issues can really jack up weight loss. So people don't think of it this way. They think if they've got their diet figured out that you can do whatever you want. You can live a crazy stressed out life and sleep 4 hours a night and everything should go well. And that's just not true. All of it is totally connected. So when you are stressed out, when you are not sleeping, your cortisol, amongst other stress hormones, elevate. Your ghrelin and your leptin, your appetite hormones, get totally wonked out. And then all of that hormonal storm totally will slow your weight loss because your body thinks it's in crisis. Okay, she's not eating enough, and now she doesn't sleep. Something terrible is happening. I'm going to keep this fat right here, right on her belly, right on her bra line. So, and that's the sign, by the way, of you having high stress hormones is belly fat and upper back fat, bra line. So what's your solution to stress and sleep issues? You need to, and that's number 5 and number 6 together, you need to fix it. Easier said than done. But look, start with the basics. Let's talk about sleep habits. What are you doing? Like, is your screen in front of your face until the minute you fall asleep? Are you eating up until the second you crawl in bed, some massive amount of food? Are you drinking? So look hard at very, very basic sleep routines. You should be, okay, listen, I'm going to give it to you. You need to have dim lights starting at like 8 o'clock. Think about when the sun starts to go down, and before we had all this electronics and stuff, what did our predecessors do? Everything just kind of mellowed. So the lights come down, the noise comes down. You need to make sure that your room is dark, clearly, but some people sleep with the TV on. So it needs to be dark. No screens after 8 o'clock. It needs to be cool. You need to have a comfortable bed and good linens. Like, invest in good linens. Just throw all the other ones away and just wash one set over and over if you have to. But invest in a comfortable bed with a good pillow. All the basics need to be in place before you get on medication for sleep issues. And then with stress, same thing. What are you doing to mitigate stress? And what are you doing to bring it into your life? Just come on. Yes, I'll do it. Yes, no boundaries. There's all kinds of stuff that we've talked about with stress control and with habits around sleep and comfort and joy and peace. And those all need to be in place if you're going to lose weight. Did you know that? Right? You think, really? I have to fix this part of my life too? So, okay, if you have questions, let me know, or comments. I love them. They tend to show up really late, though. I don't know what the deal is with that. All right, so we're already at number 7. And this is important. Medical conditions. You might have some issue that needs to be checked out by your clinical team. Don't assume that you're doing it wrong, because girls, there's some of you who are doing it right, but you're up against some sort of a health issue. I have several clients in Simple Steps right now that are more clinical, on the clinical side, because I'm a nurse, and it's much, much, much more of a challenge for these girls to lose weight. It can be done, but what happens then is it's more of a clinical team paired with me as their life coach, as their nutrition coach. So look hard at going and getting things checked out. Again, get your blood work. The second thing I'll say about medical conditions is not only blood work, but look hard at your medications that you are on for your medical conditions. There are a lot of meds that will suppress your appetite, meaning I just cannot eat enough. and I don't know why, look at your meds. Or some that make you plateau, so they will stop weight loss. And a million other side effects that mess with weight loss. So look at your medications, and then look hard at your, at any other issues that you might have that your clinical team needs to check out. So medical conditions. Finally, lack of accountability and support. So, and you guys know this, you wouldn't be in the group if you didn't know this, but if you think that you can do it on your own, you're wrong. I'm sorry. I don't know. Honestly, even coaches, I have a coach. It's not a nutrition coach, it's a business coach, but in life, we are designed. God designed us to need each other. So if you are human, you need accountability. I have a lot of women that show up to me that feel ashamed that they can't just be more self-disciplined. It's not that. You are human, and you require accountability, whether it's group accountability, whether it's a coach, whether it's whoever, your spouse, whatever it is, you are designed to not do it on your own. And that's a strong statement, and I stick by it. You are not designed to do this by yourself. So you need accountability. You need, listen to me, you need education. You need more information and more coaching on how to apply the information, because it's not as simple as we want to make it. And so that was number 8, lack of accountability and support. Stay in the group, get a coach, get a partner, educate yourself. You're doing it right, this part. Again, if you're in the group, you know that this is important. But the final thing that I will say to you, and I hope that you're learning, is that weight loss is not just about nutrition. It's not. So if you have thought for years and have been told for years by the diet culture, by whoever or whatever, that as long as you get your nutrition straight, you're fine. And it's not true. It's the same, I was trying to think of like a word picture to give you. It's the same idea of like planting something, of gardening, and you have the amazing seed for your, cucumber plant, and you put that into crappy soil, and you don't have any sunlight, you don't have any water, that seed is still a good cucumber seed, but it's not going to produce anything, right? It's the same idea. If you have great nutrition, but it's planted in nothing in the way of good habits, in a stressed out environment, in a hormonal jacked up mess, that good nutrition isn't really going to matter that much. And it's going to frustrate the heck out of you, right? You're like, I've got it dialed in so tight. What's going on? Well, are you stressed out? Are you not sleeping? Are your hormones messed up? So I would just encourage you to look at all the variables and really ask yourself, okay, where am I short? Where am I not looking? What isn't fixed? And then 2, listen, I want you to be sure, and I told my my client group this because I love it so much. It's important, yes, to look at what is missing, but look too at what you're doing right. So it's this idea, it's a phrase I heard on a coaching call, podcast thing for me. And the idea is to integrate your wins into who you are and what you're doing. So girls, listen to me. This is hard. Weight loss has a million variables. It can be simple if you know what you're doing. But at the same time, like it requires so much. But there are things that you are winning at, that a lot of you are losing, and it's amazing. A lot of you are doing so many things, like out of 8, you got 5 nailed. So what I want you to do, and I'm sure to do this, is to integrate where you are doing it right into who you are, into the way you think about yourself, into the way you're thinking about this process of getting healthy. Because what that does is it gives you momentum. So instead of the inner critic getting a voice, having a voice saying, I mean, can you not do anything right? How can you not just nail 8 simple things? Right, simple, right? Instead of that voice, instead you're like, you know what? I'm pretty darn good. I had a great day today. I had a great week today, or a great week this week. I've lost X amount of pounds and my blood work is amazing now. So, because then your brain is going to be like, I've got this. I can do this. So integrate your wins, but don't be afraid to improve. Ask yourself, at the end of every day in simple steps, my clients have an evening reflection that I have them do on their dashboard. It takes just a few minutes, but it's this idea of, okay, what went well today and what do I not need to do tomorrow, right? So that you can keep track of, okay, this is where I'm at. This is what's going on. So questions, I'll wait. I hope you guys, a lot of times I'll just about hang up and I get 18 questions. I'm like, dang it. But I love it that you guys are all with me and I'm so proud of you and I love coaching you. Listen, I have been doing a lot more. Here they come, comments. Sandy says, hi, Kate, I love you. Yes, all right, here's all the comments. I don't know why. This is the thing I will tell you. Oh, I've been doing so many more. I mean, I've always done a lot, but even more phone calls, quick planning sessions is what they end up being. But what they are is no pressure phone calls that I give. They take about 15 minutes. If they have longer, I could talk all day long if I'm honest. But it's usually a 15-minute, no pressure. Okay, girl, let me go through this list with you. Let's find out where the roadblock is. And by the time you hang up with me, you'll have directions. Okay, this is what I want you to do. Go to your doctor and ask for this blood work. I want you to do this in your sleep. So I love it. It's so much fun. I talked to a girl, Rachel, if you're watching this, in Canada. And we had the best conversation. And we just figured out very quickly something she didn't know. And she wasn't eating enough. The main reason Rachel isn't losing weight is because she needs to eat more. So it's things like that. I love getting on the phone with you and just, let's figure it out together so that you can get the thing done, right? So if you want a phone call, put down their assessment. That's what I call it. It's fat loss assessment. And then you leave with a plan. So if you want an assessment, let me know. I love doing it. It's really fun for me. And then I get to meet you instead of this weirdness. So any more questions? Sandy says, no eyeballing. Yeah, it's hard to lose weight if you're just eyeballing your food, hoping it's right. Kate says, no screens after 8. Yeah, that's hard. No phones or screens after 8 is because we're all trying to unwind. But if we could learn to unwind without technology, it's so much more, the way we're wired. Sandy says, need more weight training. Yep. There's a guide for that. If you guys want a weight training guide, I have one. I love it so much. So, okay, girls, happy Friday. Happy weekend. What am I going to tell you? That I love you and that you got this and that the whole reason I'm doing this, the whole reason I want you to be healthy is so that you can be all of who you are, all of who God designed you to be in the world, for your family, for the other people in your life that you have responsibility and influence over. And you can't do that if you're not healthy and feeling your best. So that's why I do what I do, is I want so much for you to fulfill your life potential, right? So take me up on it. I love it so much. So, okay. Keep it between the rails this weekend. I want you hydrated. I want you to be mindful and really savor and enjoy your amazing food. No restricting, please, unless it's on portions. Eat what you enjoy. Enjoy your family. Weigh yourself every morning so you know what's going on, and keep this straight and enjoy your amazing weekend. I love you. I'm here for you. If you want an assessment, let me know, and I will talk to you next time. See ya.